right, joining me now is eminent citizen of Bengal, a filmmaker, and also a civil rights activist, Aparna Sen, joining us live from Kolkata. Ms. Sen, you've actively been part of the protest. May I ask you what made you join the protest? What was your trigger?
My trigger was what everybody else's was, outrage. Outrage that a young doctor, anyone actually, who thinks that a workplace is safe, goes there in all confidence, trust, etc., in her workplace, in the safety of her workplace, and after 36 hours of work is brutally raped and murdered in the space that she thought safe.
Do you, because now, you know, we've seen a lot of people like you, or practically all of Kolkata come onto the streets in solidarity, in protest. Do you see any hope for justice? Do you see that maybe truth will come out or justice would be delivered at least to the parents of this young 31-year-old doctor?
Yes, I'm glad that the case has been, that the court has taken it on suo motu. I really see hope that something will be done there. I hope that the perpetrators of the crime will be found. But I don't know what you mean by justice, because there is a clamor for capital punishment. Now, I don't believe in capital punishment because I don't think that it deters crime in any way. And I'm not saying it. These are based on the researches of, organizations like Amnesty International. It's been found that crime doesn't deter. Also, we can see it because, look, think of what happened at the time of Nirbhaya's rape and murder. 4 people were sentenced to death. 1 died in prison, but 4 people were sentenced. 3 of them were meted out capital punishment. Did that stop from the Nirbhayas that followed from being raped, murdered? Did it follow? It doesn't.
So, Ms. Sen, what would you think would be the appropriate punishment for something like this?
Look, that is not for me to say. That the Supreme Court in its wisdom will decide. But I personally believe in restorative justice, which we are very far from approaching even. Restorative justice is something that really demands a lot of clear-headed thinking. Restorative justice is for the society in general. Kill. And how many people in families rape? Can you kill them all? So many Adivasi women are raped. Just the other day, a minor was raped in Jharkhand. She was pregnant. She was, I think, 16. And can we stop these rapes by capital punishment? No. But I do think that this is not my area of specialty.
Mm-hmm.
This is not my area not the right person.
Ms. Sen, the court today has come down heavily on Mamata Banerjee's government. Do you see there was a mishandling of the entire case?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, there was no way that one can defend the actions of the TMC government, because to start with, they should have immediately sacked the principal. They have been, from all accounts, sheltering the principal. Why? We all have questions that we don't have answers to. But we are waiting for the Supreme Court because they've taken matters in hand suo motu. Therefore, we are hoping that we will find the culprits. They will find the culprits through proper impartial investigation, and that, that justice will be done.
But Ms. Sen, it's also a time where there's a lot of misinformation that's floating about, keeping in mind with the same case. We've already gone through something, with the Sushant Singh Rajput case where there was so much misinformation. Some of it, many thought who were putting it out there in public domain was for the good, but these were prominent people just inadvertently spreading misinformation. Do you see that also as a huge issue?
You know, what has happened is that people are so, at the moment, so outraged. People are, they are trying to get as much information as they can, but the information that we're getting, the narratives that we're getting from various, they say students, doctors themselves, nurses, the medical staff of RG Corps, but the problem is that no one knows, no one can verify these statements, all these narratives. The whole time we are getting forwards of videos, of messages, of audio messages. God knows. I mean, one doesn't know what to make of it. First of all, one hears that the victim's pelvic girdle was broken. Then one hears that no, in the autopsy, it shows that the pelvic girdle wasn't broken. There were no fractures. Now, what does one say? Why is all this misinformation being, carried on? I don't know why. I have frankly stopped looking at these forwards now.
Ms. Sen, do you also see...
There's no point.
Right. So do you also see while, there's this whole organic protest, the likes of you joining in, stunned with what's happened in your city, which strangely just till last year by the NCRB was adjudged as one of the safest cities in India. So the irony of all of that, in the background. But, what do you make of it in terms of so many loopholes? The Kolkata Police not coming in at the right time, the principal being taken away only to be reinstated in a different college. How do you look at all of this? And then with all of it, a heady mix of politics.
Yes, all the political parties are trying to get political mileage out of this one incident. Unfortunately, the Trinamool Congress has, I think, backed itself into a pretty, messy corner. Because I don't know how they will extricate themselves from this, because all the things that they've done so far should not have been done. I mean, nobody has any doubts about that. There are no two opinions about that. That should have been done. Also, one comes to a bigger picture, because now what is at question, as Justice Chandrachud rightly pointed out, is the safety of doctors in their workspace. That has to be ensured. That's very, very important. Now, people are clamoring the whole time for capital punishment. But I don't think that's a solution, frankly. I mean, it's been proved over and over again that it doesn't deter crime. As I said before, after the Abhaya case, 4 people were sentenced to death, 1 died in prison, 3 people were executed. But has it stopped any of these rapes? It doesn't work that way. What has to change, is the patriarchal mindset. And that has to change actually from families, from schools. Because, the most number of rapes happen within families. Uncles, cousins, all the time, that sort of thing happens. But are they reported even? Nothing happens. As I said, the patriarchal mindset has to change, and it has to start with schools. I think it's very important.
Mamata Banerjee has always been seen, especially by the women of West Bengal, as their own. Do you see it's her moment of reckoning? Have you been a supporter of Mamata Banerjee and now maybe come full circle?
No, I have not been a supporter of Mamata Banerjee or any other political party. As I have said over and over again, my politics has always been issue-based. Just like I was the signatory to an open letter to the Prime Minister Modi, about lynchings all over India. Just the same way, I have written more than one letter, open letter, to the CM Mamata Banerjee, protesting about various wrongs that the TMC had done. So I have never been a supporter of any political party. I stay away from political color just so that I don't have to, do this, my party right or wrong. I can criticize when I feel that something is wrong. I can praise where something is praiseworthy.
Right.
So I have never been involved with any political party.
Just final question for somebody
is
who's watched Mamata Banerjee, Ms. Sen, because you come from her state and she governs your state. Do you see that maybe the ground beneath her feet is shifting, considering the kind of backlash she's getting? And she's supposed to be a woman's chief minister. Women of West Bengal love her.
Women of West Bengal love her because of various schemes that she undertook, where there's been money in the bank of Lokhi Bhandar or something. I'm not quite familiar with the names, yes. But the point is that the women of West Bengal cannot love her if she cannot protect the women of West Bengal. They can't continue to love her. But, I'm speaking for myself and I'm speaking for the urban educated elite. I mean, middle class, urban educated middle class. I don't know what exactly is happening in the villages. How do they feel about it? I know that, this outrage, this wave of protest has spread outside Kolkata. It has spread to other cities in India. It has even spread to places, in the West, abroad. People have written songs about this, protesting against this dastardly act. But I'm not the right person. This is not my area of expertise that I can tell you right away whether the ground under her feet has been shaken. Look, if Mamata Banerjee were to resign, let's see what would happen. Has anyone thought that through? I mean, I would be happy to see her resign if she behaves like this. That's not the point. Mamata Banerjee is not the point. The point is, if Mamata Banerjee goes, the TMC goes, India alliance will lose a very big ally. So our opposition will not remain as powerful as it presently is. That's one. Two is Mamata Banerjee goes away, what happens next? Will there be another election or will there be precedence rule with a BJP-led government coming in? I don't think the people of West Bengal are terribly keen on BJP. But if it's a choice between Mamata and BJP, I don't know. They may choose BJP. That only an election will tell. But, when there is an election, if there is an election, then Mamata Banerjee might again come to power. Then what do you do? Okay. It's a very messy situation, Preeti. Very messy.
Well, all right, the election now is still, at least 2 years from now. So politically, it's a different ballgame altogether. But appreciate you joining us, Ms. Sen. And with what you said, that you're now maybe hopeful that, we'll see some movement in a positive direction where, it might sound as rhetorical, but justice would be delivered to this young 31-year-old. Appreciate you joining us, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.